Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's map reading task. The task this week comes from the Lake District, and we're looking to identify this body of water, or tarn as they're called in the Lake District. We've got three different possibilities on the map, or on different maps. So we've got this one, Blee Tarn, we've got Grisdale Tarn, and we've got Red Tarn, and these are all extracts from the Harvey Maps 1 to 25,000 scale, and I've discussed using these extracts for these navigation tasks with Harvey's, and they've given me permission. So let's have a look at that photograph. To start with, what can we see? Well, ahead of us in the distance we've got the tarn, the body of water. We're not too much above it. We're on a similar level to the water itself. Over to our right, the ground starts to drop away down here. Now we can't see whether there's a stream draining out of the tarn down there. There may be, there may not be. We've got this long spur or ridge heading up onto the right, out of sight. And then round the back of the tarn, as we look, we've got high ground, a bit of a peak there, and then the ground drops away. The ground to the left of the tarn, as we look, isn't as high as it is beyond it or to the right. So less high ground on the left. And then significantly, you can just see catching the sun here, it looks like there is a stream draining in to the tarn there. So if we just zoom in there, you can see it looks like a stream. And now that we've zoomed in, we can see that this actually looks like rocky, steep, rocky, craggy ground. So there's a couple of things to look for there. So let's have a look at the maps. Let's have a look at Blee Tarn to start with. So we can see that we've got a stream that does drain out here. So this is going downhill into Blee Tarn Gill, so that's draining out, and we've got another stream that drains into the tarn from this high ground here. So if it was Blee Tarn, we'd have to be looking at it from the north side, looking maybe over to the southeast with that stream coming in, and we can see a crag with some rocky ground there. So that looks like it could be our tarn, but let's check the others. Grisdale Tarn next. Well, looking at that, we have a stream that's definitely draining out of the tarn, and we've got one that comes in there, one that comes in there. So if we were looking at this one that drains in, we'd have to be stood over here somewhere. Now, does that fit with what we'd seen on the photo? Over to our left, we'd have very steep ground rising if we were looking from over here, and the ground on our right wouldn't really be dropping away significantly. If we were over here somewhere looking at this stream draining in, then again the ground to our left would be rising fairly steeply. That doesn't really fit with Grisdale Tarn. Let's have a look. Could we be looking at Red Tarn? Well, Red Tarn has only got one stream draining out of it. Here we can't see a stream draining in from the opposite side, so we can discount Red Tarn. So let's just double check with Blee Tarn. Go to the photo. So stream coming in and a crag kind of beyond. I think this stream's draining down to about here, so we're pretty much in a straight line across the tarn, across the stream draining into it, and that crag there. So we'll be looking from over here across the tarn. There's a stream draining in, there's the crag beyond. To our left see how the contours are much more widely spaced, so that gentle rise on the left hand side here rather than a steep rise, and then the steep ground going up. We've got this ridge coming up to low saddle, and then round the back of the tarn, stream draining in, and that rocky ground there is standing crag. So photos, I was stood just off, or actually looking for this bridle path because it wasn't too obvious on the ground. So I don't think it was too difficult this week, but as always it's good to look at maps. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Look out for next week's map reading task. Bye for now.